All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Up and In Show daily. Friday, May 9th, I think. 9th? Yes, it's the 9th. Yeah, be a quick one today. It's 5 o'clock, 5 in the afternoon. So waited a little longer to put this one out because it's a pretty nasty day here in Baton Rouge, and my content today is breaking down the LSU and the Arkansas baseball series. So I kind of wanted to wait a little bit to see how the weather panned out, to see if there was anything, forecasting if they were going to cancel the game. So I haven't heard anything yet, so I'm going to go along with the preview and break it down a little bit. But first, I want to start with the positive message of the day, and it's talking. I want to talk about giving without expectations, right? I think in society today, there's a lot of intentionality around giving or making things known, donations, right? But then there's usually some sort of expectation attached to them, right? Like whether that's there's so many examples that we can use, right? But I think I read a book a long time called Give and Take, and Adam Grant does a good job talking about that and how just the power of giving without expectations is truly a human gift in today's world, and how your life significantly improves once you realize that that is the true way to give. And if you really analyze some of your life, and at least this was true for me, there was times that I definitely was aware of giving with expectations, right? And so I think that's been something formidable in my life that I've really taken and helped with my happiness, helped with my overall quality of living. And the reason I'm bringing that up today is because I want to show a little love to a brand called Truvani. So you see this cool box here. It's super dope. Has a little bit of yellow and like lemony, like banana-ish kind of feel. And it's an Italian company. It says greetings from Sorrento, Italy, right? So really cool box and packaging. But they messaged me on Instagram and they reached out and said they just wanted to send a care package my way. They just really wanted to send something. I'd never followed the brand. I'd never heard of them. But to the psychology of giving with zero expectations, right? I was like, oh, wow, that's really nice. Here's my address, right? And I'm expecting them to ask for a post or something along those lines. They said, all right, awesome. It should be in your box in a week or so. And sure enough, I went there. I actually kind of forgot about it and liked the message and went and got this out yesterday. And it's really cool. I don't know if they did this for me, but they gave me some plant-based protein lemon cookie flavor. And I went and did some homework on the brand, and their whole MO is using simple ingredients to make food and making that cool. So I thought that was really, really good and a good message in today's world where we've used so many fillers and so much bullshit, right, in all our foods. And now that we're realizing what that does to our brains and our youth and all these different things, companies that are really stressing the importance of quality ingredients and simple ingredients is something that's like music to my ears. So I thought that was kind of cool, and I'm excited to try this protein. I'm probably going to try it later tonight or tomorrow over the weekend. They gave me a nice little manual about their business, but then also a bunch of like recipes and different things about the brand, but different things that you guys can do that, different ingredients. There's a smoothie. There's like a cool lemon poppy seed muffins recipe, lemon pancakes, right? Just some cool stuff that's on brand with them. And then the Only bar, so I guess it's their protein bar, made only from ingredients in your kitchen, right? Gluten-free, dairy-free, plant-based. So cool stuff. I'm gonna, obviously I'm doing this little content piece right now that I'll probably clip and share. But I'll probably make a cool post in a video or at least Instagram post shouting them out, right? And they didn't even ask. And honestly, I'm like, my family's from Italy. I'm going to go look into the brand. And if I need some protein again in the future, why not? Why not support this brand that showed me some love and reached out to me, right? And did something nice. So again, psychologically, I'm sure that's what they were hoping for as a business, right? That maybe I become a customer, or at least I would try their stuff or talk about it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So again, right? Proofs in the pudding a little bit with Give and Take by Adam Grant, that book. It's a cool book. If you guys want to go check that out, I read it a long time ago. Definitely helped me a lot on my mental journey. And then just the power of giving with no expectations, right? That's really my message today, and doing good just out of the good of your heart because you believe in either a product that you sell and something that you're passionate about, or you just want to be a good person and do something nice for somebody. And usually, ironically enough, karma, God, whatever you believe in, right, finds a way to make it right. And so that's really cool. Jumping in from the positive message, I'm an LSU baseball fan, so speaking positively, I'm excited that they have the number 1 team in one of the polls coming to the box this weekend. So it's a top 5 matchup in college baseball. Arkansas is traditionally, a great program, top 15, top 10 every single year in the SEC. And so, yeah, they're the top of the SEC right now. LSU is number 3 to 5 in most polls. Arkansas is 1 through 7, and as far as low as 7, as high as 1. So should be a good matchup, a lot of fun. Arkansas is a little bit of a dog and a rival for LSU. They were definitely a big rival when I was playing here, so I'm excited to see that come out. They always play well at the box. When I was playing here, and then, as good as 2023 was and Paul Skeens was that year, they beat LSU in the box, and they took 2 out of 3, I think, against them that year. So, it'll be an interesting series. Arkansas just swept Texas, who was the number 1 team in the country. And by most polls, they actually are still the number 1 team in the country, even after that sweep. They went on the road to Arkansas. Now, I will say, Arkansas plays significantly better at home. So does LSU. So that is a factor in today's game. So both teams win-loss record. LSU is 28-4 at home. The game is at Alex Box Stadium, so that is a favor for LSU going into this weekend series. Arkansas is 30-3 at home, which means that on the road they are 7-5. Arkansas is 7-5 on the road, so that plays a factor of them being on the road. LSU is 6-7 on the road, so not great, but it also means how good LSU plays at home, right? And we know that about LSU baseball. The Alex Box has a little bit of mystery and magic behind it, so that's something to take into consideration. Overall records: 40-9 for Arkansas. Jay Johnson was quoted saying he thinks they're the only 40-win team so far in the country. LSU is 38-11. In the conference, LSU is 15-9. Arkansas is 17-7. So again, another big weekend for LSU in the standings, right? If they can take 2 out of 3, the teams will be tied this weekend, going into the last weekend of SEC play, and that would be for the West title. I guess Texas is in the West too. They probably have the West locked up. Maybe not. This weekend's pretty dependent. So, big weekend overall. But again, seeding, SEC tournament, all that kind of stuff. Regionals are coming in, hosting, everything. So a ton on the line. Overall, in the regular season, LSU has a slightly less batting average to Arkansas. Arkansas is batting .316 and LSU is .306. In conference, that number dips a lot for LSU. LSU is only batting .267 in conference, guys. .267 in conference. A little bit of a red flag. Arkansas is a little bit more consistent. They're batting .307 in conference versus their .316 out of conference. Runs. Arkansas is outscoring LSU 454 to 404, and in conference they are significantly better. That would align with the batting average, right? So they have 224 runs. Their opponents only have 109. LSU is outscoring their opponents 143 to 109. So significant difference, almost 100 more runs in conference play, and that's due to the OPS, right? LSU on base plus slugging only 800 in conference to Arkansas's 970 in conference. LSU's OPS outside of conference, or overall record, is over 1,000 OPS. So I think that speaks to the quality that LSU was facing before SEC. So something to consider here, guys, right? It looks like LSU is not going to be as good of and we knew that, right? LSU's offense isn't as good as it normally is. But we're about to get to the defensive stats and the pitching stats where LSU has a slight advantage. LSU's overall ERA is literally 0.1 of a point lower, so it's 3.74 versus Arkansas's 3.75. In conference, LSU is a little better than Arkansas, 4.15 and 4.46 for Arkansas. LSU has more strikeouts, 551 to 508, and in conference as well has more. Arkansas is not going to put people on base. They are not going to walk guys, right? So LSU is going to have to earn their hits. That's going to be a tough one. LSU is not going to score a lot of runs this weekend is what it's looking like. Arkansas only has 138 walks to LSU's 195, and the defense is very, very similar as far as the fielding percentage goes, right around 980. So both good defensive teams. Both teams play well in conference. LSU is not going to swing it as well in conference. So tonight, we should expect a lower scoring game. And if you look at the box or the lines for the games, 10.5 is your over-under on most books, which is very, very low for a college baseball game. That's high for a Major League Baseball game, but for a college game, it's usually around 12.5, 13.5 for an average scoring game. If it's a high scoring game, it's 14.5, 15.5. On the low end, the 10 is usually the low point. So we should have a close game. So I either like Arkansas plus 1.5, the number one team getting a run and a half and basically not losing by 2 at Alex Box Stadium feels like a safe play, but it's not as fun for me as an LSU fan. So I'm going LSU money line. I'm betting on Kade Anderson tonight. Dude has dominated. He has the second most strikeouts and the second most innings pitched. So if he can go deep into the game, I like our chances with Case and Evans on the back end. I don't know how he's going to do, and Zach Cohen, right? They have those 2 stoppers. So I like our chances here. I like the Tigers getting a win on Friday night. Now, overall on the weekend, I do like the Tigers. I do like the Tigers 2 out of 3. I do think they're going to lose a game. And I do think that it could be tonight or Sunday. So however you want to play that is how you want to play it, right? Sunday, I don't know who LSU is starting. Both starters are TBD. But with a team that has a better offense and slugs better in SEC play, right, which means that they do well against good pitching, Sunday's probably going to be a bit of a high-scoring game, and I would edge Arkansas on that one. So tonight, I think the series comes down to tonight, because both Friday guys are solid, both left-handed pitchers, and LSU usually struggles with lefties. Arkansas's lefty had 2 bad starts going into the Texas series, but then absolutely dominated. Went 8 shutout innings against Texas, the number 1 team in the country. Before that, had allowed 12 earned runs in 11 innings, I believe, or 8 earned runs in 11 innings. It was a lot of earned runs in shortened outings against Florida and Texas A&M, maybe. So I think it comes down to tonight. I think LSU wins the series, so I'm going LSU money line minus 135 on BetMGM. Those are your best odds as of now. Give me Kade Anderson and the Tigers winning a close one in the box Friday night, and LSU to take the series at the box. And I think it'll be a tie. LSU and Arkansas will be tied at 19 or 18 and 9, right? No, LSU will be 17 and 10. Oh wow, they won't be tied. Okay, so Arkansas will still have the slight edge. If LSU sweeps, they will be tied. Actually no, they still won't be tied. Why does LSU have one less game in conference? How is Arkansas 17 and 7 and LSU it's 24 games. Wow, so they're 4 games behind because it's 2 on the loss and 2 on the win. What am I missing here? So if LSU sweeps, they'll be 18 and 9, and Arkansas will be 17 and 10. If they go 2 and, what am I missing here? All right, sweep. So if LSU goes 2 and 1, they'll be 17 and 10. If Arkansas goes 2 and 1 or 1 and 2, they'll be 18 and 9. So they'll still have a slight edge after the 2 of 3. Yeah. All right. Big weekend for the Tigers. I think they take it tonight. Let's see what happens. I will be back with a video on Monday. Make sure you guys stay tuned tomorrow for a recap on my website. But again, if you guys have tuned into these videos this week, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And if you guys got anything out of it, make sure you share it with anybody. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. It goes a long way. But again, guys, thank you guys for being here. Peace and love. Enjoy your weekends. Be safe.